Thank you for joining us during our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meeting. Happy New Year. My name is Jeff Huang of Real Estate Unlimited. I am the January MLS Program Chair. A few housekeeping tips. All participants, actually, first, a little bit about myself. I graduated from USC and I love the rivalry between USC and UCLA. Fight on, my fellow Trojans. Let's go to the next slide. A few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted upon entry to the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have a question or have a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly as we have our virtual MLS breakfast meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on our YouTube channel, West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow us as WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. WSGVR introduced a new text message service. For updates, text WSGVR to the number 72727. For this morning, we have some quick CRMLS quick tips. So upon receipt of the first publication of electronic transfers by the MLS of the listing information, the listing broker shall make all necessary corrections. Another tip is an example of a violation to Rule 8.3 occurs when a listing is not updated within 5 calendar days of the estimated close of escrow that was entered on the listing. The next one is, as a result, this listing is automatically closed by the system and moved into the status of auto sold. Appears as a red flag on the MLS system. And lastly, for our last tip is make sure to correct the violation by the corrective action deadline provided in your CRMLS warning notice email to prevent the insurance of a citation and a fine. For today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, Cosmo Sanchez from New AIM Funding, followed by our guest speaker, Lisa Calarco, Manager of Global Program and Outreach from National Association of Realtors. Just a reminder, to be eligible for our today's raffle, you must be a member and your name must be displayed to win. No telephone numbers will be accepted. So without further ado, today our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by our affiliate committee. Our affiliate spotlight is Cosmo Sanchez. He was awarded 2020 Affiliate of the Year. The floor is yours, Cosmo.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for that warm introduction. First, I want to start off with wishing each and every one of you a very happy, prosperous new year in 2021. 2020 was a tough year for many of us, right? Some of us lost loved ones. We even saw our industry come to a halt, but we saw it recover briefly afterwards. And a lot of that is because of the low interest rates. Some of you guys had your best year business-wise in 2020. And so I'm happy to say, looking forward to 2021, rates are predicted to stay low, with some of your clients qualifying for rates as low as in the high twos. So a little bit about my company. We have loan scenarios for just about any program that you may need. And those are FHA, conventional, jumbo, down payment assistance. And we also do specialty loans like bank statement loans, investor program loans. I'll put my information in the chat below, and I'm always available to talk to you guys about any scenario you may have. Thank you. I look forward to working with you all in 2021.
Thank you, Cosmo. We will now have our top affiliates introduced for today. Please remember to support our affiliates with your transaction. Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a fantastic day.
Next is Sage Gomez from My NHD.
Good morning, everyone. Sage Gomez here with My NHG. Have a great day.
Annie Fan from Chicago Title.
Good morning, Andy from Chicago Title. Let me know if you need any type of help. Have a nice day.
Nancy Chan from Lawyers Title.
Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. This is the second main Cosmo. Congratulations again. Thank you, everybody. Nancy Chan, Lawyers Title.
Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Mark with Allstate Insurance for your property insurance needs, servicing the San Gabriel Valley for over 33 years.
Angie Tang, First
Good
American
morning. Hi, Jeff. Good morning. Angie, Angie Tang, First American Title. Have a wonderful caravan, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Yanita Wu from Home Warranty of America.
Good morning, everyone. You need a Woo Home Warranty of America, the 13 months home warranty. Happy New Year and wishing you a healthy 2021. Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with all your home warranty needs. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Teresa Lam, Corinthian Title.
Corinthian Title. Hello, good morning. This is nice to see you, Jeff. Well, anyway, I just want to say hello to everyone. Happy New Year. And this is going to be a bullish year. I wish everyone a bullish year in health as well as in wealth and business. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move into our open pitch. We are happy to include our open pitching to our virtual MLS breakfast meeting. Today, we have a listing from Deborah Lowe of Huntington Realty Group. Deborah?
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. This is Debbie Lowe from Huntington Realty, and I have a listing in the Arcadia. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's a very good location in Arcadia School District, and easy access to freeway, shopping center, every place. And I have the open house today from between 11 to 12 o'clock, and the little stuff for the agent to show up. Thank you very much. You guys have a good day. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Deborah. Happy New Year. Next, join me in congratulating our 2021 Board of Directors and Awards winner. It includes Mindy Ye, our president, Brian Chen, our president-elect, Ling Chow, our vice president, Lorraine Clark, our treasurer, Yin Burr, our secretary, Gypsy Venezuela, our immediate past president, Cecilia Rudar, our director, Thomas Wong, our director, Sheng Zhang, our director, and Anita and Pauline Lam as our director. Thank you so much. Let's also congratulate our awards winner for 2020 Realtor of the Year, Nancy Lin from Cotai Realty. 2020 Affiliate of the Year was our very own Cosmo Sanchez for New AIM Funding. 2020 Distinguished Service Award goes to Ling Chow, Arc Nest. 2020 Good Neighbor Award went to Marian Cavalito from Emerald Realty Investment. Apologize if I'm saying the name incorrectly. And then 2020 Special Recognition Award went to Thomas Wong from Coldwell Banker George Realty. Our 2020 President's Award went to Albert Tran, our Executive Officer. Our 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award went to Mel Wong from Remax Elite Realty, and also Marian Cavaletta from Emerald Realty Investments. Let's congratulations, give a virtual round of applause to our winners. And next, at this time, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Lisa Calarco, Manager of Global Program and Outreach for NAR. The floor is yours, Lisa.
Hi, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, West San Gabriel, for having me here today. Yep, like Jeff said, my name is Lisa Calarco. I am the Manager of Global Programs and Outreach for the National Association of Realtors. You could read what I do here, but basically in summation, I work with state and local associations around the United States, building their global programming and raising global awareness in the local markets in the United States. So I'm gonna go jump right in it and not waste anybody's time. Like Cosmo said, Happy New Year. He did a wonderful job, so I'll just follow it up with a ditto on that. Happy New Year to you all. Okay, so let's dive into it because there's a lot to digest. Global engagement. What is it? So first we define what a global client is, because I can't start a conversation without a definition of who we're talking about. Now, global clients encompass a lot of different categories of buyers. They're foreign buyers living abroad. That's the obvious one. They're immigrants. They're first generation Americans. They're Americans buying abroad. They're clients with international connections, and they're investment buyers. Now, every year, NAR produces a research report that comes out typically around July, but it's in the field, as we like to say, from March, typically March to April. So we all know what happened in March to April of 2020. So this report is encapsulating everything that happened year prior. So from March 2019 to March 2020. It was not intentional. That was purely due to the timing of when our reports go out. And so as we work through what that report showed, keep in mind, I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't know if one of you do, but I can only imagine what 2021 is going to look like. It's going to look drastically different with obviously all the restrictions and concerns around the world. But as far as 2020 is concerned, let's talk about what we saw in the global space. Now, this is foreign investment here in the United States. Some of the highlights of that report included foreign investment in United States only residential real estate market. We do have a commercial report as well. The residential report showed that there was $74 billion worth of properties purchased on the residential side by foreign buyers. Those clients I defined just a slide ago. That's 154,000 properties across the United States, and 61% of those buyers were resident foreign buyers. And there's two types of buyers we look at: resident foreign buyers and non-resident foreign buyers. Seems simple to define, but it's worth taking a second to define it here. Resident foreign buyer, those are folks that reside in the United States, hence they're resident foreign buyers, but they are not, natural born Americans. So they are new immigrants, they are folks on green cards, folks on long-term visas, things of those nature that are becoming members of your local community. And we've seen a shift over the last 5-7 years that more and more of our international buyers are actually resident foreign buyers, which is really great because that's the goal, right? Home ownership here in the United States. And a lot of our resident foreign citizens are becoming buyers in the real estate market. So what were the top 5 states in 2020? So in 2020, we did see Florida remained our #1 foreign buyer destination, followed right behind there by California. So hi, I'm here today. Then we have Texas, New York, and New Jersey to round out the top 5. Now there was activity in all 50 states. These are just the top 5 markets we saw purchases in 2020. And so just because you know how to transact foreign business in California in your own markets is not going to necessarily make it easy to transact all over the United States. As you can see, that breakdown is as follows. 22% of that foreign direct investment came into Florida, but that mostly came from Latin American buyers and Canadian buyers. That was where a lot of their buyers came from. Now here in California, you see, I highlighted that 54% of your foreign buyers were Asian or from Oceania, like Australia, New Zealand, that area. So your foreign buyers look like, their finances look like a lot different than what's coming from Florida. The transfer of funds and all of that is the cultural differences between buyers from Latin America and buyers from Asia, that's a whole different ballgame to understand. So you could see how that differs, and you can kind of guess, I think it's obvious that the West Coast is more preferred by the Asian partners because of proximity, if you will, and Florida obviously lends itself to ease of access from South America, Latin American countries. Canadians love Florida, like that. They will winter there all winter long, and on visas as long as they're here for less than, I believe it's less than something that amounts to 180, 6 months at a time. Then they don't have, it's a different kind of visa, so they could winter in Florida. They also like to come to California, but they super prefer Florida and also Arizona. like all of us up north. I know none of you in California can appreciate that, but we do enjoy the, the warm weather your climates can offer us for those long 6 months of winter we get up here. In addition to that, you can see the outlays of what it looks like in Texas, New York, and New Jersey. Now, New York and New Jersey, you're going to say, oh, you just said the West Coast likes tends to attract more of the Asian buyers. But of course, New York and New Jersey being financial centers of the world, and specifically of the US, they do attract a lot of business buyers, if you will, and they attract a lot of Chinese, Asian, Indian, and Colombian buyers on the East Coast, and specifically New York as well. And we do have data on other of the top players, which interestingly enough is North Carolina, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. The tertiary markets are hot. So the Raleigh, Charlotte areas where they're going, to invest in tech, in medical and all that, because certain other areas I will not name have become too expensive. And so they're moving into the tertiary markets that are provided in areas such as North Carolina, Arizona, Minnesota, Georgia, Illinois, and Virginia. So let's flip this on its head and say, where did those top 5 investors around the world, where did they come from? So these are buying in the United States, remember. So our top buyer, as has been for many, many years, was China, still in 2020 at 15 billion, followed by Canada, which is always, until China took them over, I believe in 2016, it was always our Canadians were our #1 investors here in the US real estate market. Then it was China. So now it's China, then Canada, followed by Mexico, India, and Colombia. Colombia entered the scene for the first time last year. Typically our top 5 has held pretty steady. They move a little bit in and out of the rankings there, but for the first time last year, we saw Colombia come in there with 3% of that foreign market. Prior to that, it was the UK. They knocked the UK out of the top 5. So this is important because while we like to think things don't change, we have the foreign investment. I mean, it depends on where you're doing the business. It depends on who's doing the business here in the United States. And this is why it's important to understand what's happening around the world, because it's going to impact your local global real estate business. Again, here's just a little bit more of a breakdown. We just talked about those top 5 big investors. And as you can see, California is the #1 place for the Chinese investment to end up, the #2 for the Canadian. So I told you, they really love Florida at 50%, but they still put about 20% of their foreign investment of that $9.5 billion into California. And there you go, Arizona, Washington, obviously proximity. In Texas, again, that warm weather climate is what they're looking for. Mexico, proximity for you guys there, 5.8 billion, 12% of that 5.8 billion that's coming from Mexico goes to California. 5.4 billion comes from India, and they tend to favor California as well at 17%. And so California shows up a lot. You can see not every state is going to show up in the top 5. These are just the top 5. But every state or every country has a different grouping of where they're spending their money. So it's important to understand who's investing in your market, what that culture is like, what their markets are like, what they're looking for, things along those lines, because it's not going to be the same blanket statement from state to state here in the United States. Now, I know some people, splashy headlines, everybody likes to, oh, the investment's going down. And, fair warning, I can only imagine 2021 is going to be probably one of the lowest years we've seen. But I think that's going to be general around the world. But I do want to point out that investment that we've seen in the last 2 years, 2019 and 2020, those levels are back to normal. That's where we were. The years that foreign investment, I should say, went crazy were 2017 and 2018. 153 billion was such an outlier of investment. It was great. I mean, we loved it, but that's not the bar we should hold these numbers up to. As you can see, 77, 78 billion is right around the median for what we expect here. 4% of the existing home market was purchased by foreign buyers. You can see on this chart the distribution between the resident buyers and the non-resident. They don't live here. Typically, they're just purchasing for a vacation home or even just as an investment. Those are those investment buyers we're talking about. And so again, you can see the shift more of the light blue color than the dark blue color in recent years. So we got to talk about the decline though, because it did happen. So why did it happen these last few years? Well, number one, low inventory. I think it doesn't matter if you're working with a domestic buyer or an international buyer, you know, there's just not enough homes on the market to sell. So it doesn't matter who's coming in with that money, there's nowhere to put it. So that's going to impact the foreign investment here in the United States. You got to pay attention. The last few years, the US dollar has strengthened. US home prices are more expensive when measured in the foreign buyer's local currency. Now, I put a caveat on that because that has been the case, but currently that's not the case. So, I mean, it's still strong against certain currencies, but there's certainly a lot of fluctuation. So again, you just need to understand what currency fluctuations look like, how they are impacting your foreign buyer, just to become a more, you know, educated and helpful agent with these transactions. So that was the reason for the decline. The dollar had strengthened. And so we saw that those big numbers, the 153 billion, 123 billion, was when our dollar wasn't that strong. And it was making, especially against the Canadian dollar. So we saw a lot of Canadian investment coming in because they could get more, quote unquote, bang for their buck if they bought here in the US, because the Canadian dollar was stronger than ours. Now our dollar has started to strengthen. So we've seen that specifically Canadian investment kind of slow down a lot because, you know, I've got to pay more for my dollar than for yours. I'm going to keep my money here with me. And generally speaking, there's just been a global slowdown since 2016. Rising economic growth improves spending capability of buyers. And many countries have just seen a slowdown in that growth from 2016 to 2018. So that's another reason people are just not, they just don't have that discretionary money anymore. They're holding on to it tighter, watching their economies tighten. So again, 2021, I can only imagine most of this is going to remain the same, specifically the global slowdowns. Okay, so I just sort of went over those top three there, but also immigration was a big impact and is having a large impact on the immigration policies that we've seen, especially over 2020. We've had 90,000 fewer persons obtaining legal permanent status since 2016. So that's 2.2 million less non-immigrant visas issued in 2019. And those Chinese visas have been halved to 1.1 million in 2019. And so those resident buyers, or those folks who are here, which includes folks that are here on like long-term work visas or student visas, when immigration gets tightened, there's less people here living in these communities saying, you know, I'm on a 5-year H-1B visa. I'm going to go ahead and park my money in an investment, buy a condo while I'm here working for this company. The immigration gets slowed down, and that will impact the investment on our real estate market. These are just some of the more additional highlights. The median purchase price of a foreign buyer was, which after just seeing your market statistics for that 2-bedroom, 2-bath at $558,000. And I'm coming from a big market. I'm in Chicago, and even that. So these numbers might look small to you, but generally speaking, this is a national average. $314,600 was the median purchase price of a foreign buyer, because the US median purchase price sits around $274,600. So all this is 600,000. So 600, sorry. All this is saying is that the median purchase price of a foreign buyer tends to be higher than the median purchase price of a domestic buyer. Don't leave the numbers out of it. You guys are like, I don't know what I could buy with that, but trust me, we can buy things in other markets with that money. 48% of foreign buyers purchased in suburban areas. And I find that to be an interesting statistic, because again, this means they're looking to set up roots. They're looking to become part of a community. They're not just, you know, parking their money in a condo that's next to their office. They have long-term plans to purchase here. They're members of your community, and how we work together to embrace that and support, you know, that interest in our local communities is important. 50%, same as it goes with the suburban areas where they're looking, 50% are purchasing that as their primary residence. So they're looking to set up a future here in your communities. So I always like to ask this question, and it's a little awkward on Zoom, but I think it gives us some perspective. So is anybody, you can throw it in the chat if you're paying attention, if you have any guess, where are home prices in the most expensive in the whole world? I mean, I just laughed at the price of a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in California, and I'm from Chicago. I'm wondering what you think, how you hold up around the rest of the world. So we'll just give this 10 seconds. Where do you think home prices are the most expensive? And I'll reveal the answer in a second. Okay, well, I won't drag this out. Tokyo, Albert. Hi, Albert. San Fran, love it. Tokyo, Australia, Vancouver. Okay, Hong Kong. All right, ready? Here's where home prices are the most. Thanks for playing along, everybody. Here are where home prices are the most expensive. They are the most. Oh my gosh, there we go. Whoever said Hong Kong, you win. I don't know what you win. You could look at that picture of the donuts they had on the first screen. Hong Kong is the most expensive real estate market in the world. Hong Kong Island, prices are $28,570 per square meter. So 120 square meter residence in Hong Kong, which is about like 1,300 square feet, $3.4 million. Okay, so I know California, you're the most expensive metro in the United, not you specifically down in Southern California, but the most expensive metro in the US for comparison is San Jose, Santa Clara, Silicon Valley area, $8,070 per square meter. Look at that difference. It's $20,000 per square meter difference. And so 120 square meter residence in San Jose is still insane. It's still $968,000. But if I'm looking to invest my money, I could either invest 3 times that amount in Hong Kong, or I can invest a third of it in San Jose, where it's a trusted real estate market, secure. You know, your investment is your investment. You could get your money, you know, hopefully at an appreciated value in a couple of years. So that just, I like to pull the perspective, especially when we think our markets are so crazy. We have to broaden our mind and think like, well, why do people from China want to purchase here? Why do people from the UK want to purchase here? Just, there's a whole list. The whole research report contains it. And the US doesn't hit the most expensive, I think, until number 14 or 15 on the list of countries around the world where, and it is California that comes in top. So you guys do get a little, you are right, you are expensive, but still you're not the most expensive real estate market in the world. So there are opportunities, right? So we have to find where we can make our opportunities in spite of everything going on. I think it's important to keep in mind that foreign buyers who purchase when the US dollar was weak could consider cashing out when it gets strong. Is that part of your business plan if you're an agent? Like, do you know who purchased, when they purchased? I'm sure you do have a way to keep these in a contact database. So is that part of your business plan? You have to be paying attention to currency markets, conditions, and everything like that. And there's an opportunity to show your expertise and turn that buyer into a seller when it comes time to say, you know, you may be getting a lot more money if you cashed out on this investment now because of the strength of your currency versus the dollar. Networking, it's important that you network, not only here in West San Gabriel, but around the country and eventually around the world. So locations with lower property values and higher inventory might have your clients looking to invest elsewhere. Do you have those contacts? I said earlier, we're seeing an uptick in the tertiary markets around the world, the Boise, Idaho's, the Raleigh, North Carolinas, the places that are attracting, Austin, Texas, the places that are attracting tech companies and medical companies. Do you have clients here that might be looking to move into those communities where there's more inventory, where the prices are lower? Do you have a referral network? It's time to work that network as well. Education, always important with less inventory and less foreign buyers. Now is the time to become involved. You're here with West San Gabriel. They have an amazing global group. Make sure you have they put on education aside from just this, but make sure you have your knowledge and skills necessary to show your expertise to the specialized needs of your foreign clients. Make sure you're getting yourself educated so that you can stand head and shoulders above the other members and agents out there looking to capture that global business. And I think it's important. It goes without saying, but I have to say it anyway. 60% of those foreign buyers, again, were recent immigrants who reside in the US for work or as students. They are part of your community. 50% are purchasing primary residence, 48% are moving into the suburbs. They are part of your community. Is your association, are you working to connect with those members who might be new to the area and welcome them to the community with open arms and establish connections that way as well? Those are some opportunities while we try to figure out what's going on in the market and take advantage of the less foreign buyers. There's ways that you could still take advantage of it. This is just released literally as of this week. So you are the first group that got to hear it live and in person. We just released a Global Alliance International Residential Real Estate Business Survey. Lots of words to say. We sent a survey to our over 3,500 members, part of our bilateral partners all around the world. So this is asking them, so in China, in Italy, in Spain, who are your foreign buyers? Who's coming to your countries and what are they looking for? And you can see if you go to our research site, nar.realtor/research, it's under the international tab there. That's the simplest way to get there. You can we have 14 countries that gave us a substantial subset of 3% responses or more, which is enough to create data from. And you can sort and you can look at, who are the top foreign buyers in their country? What kind of property are they looking for? What's the prices, the finance, all of that kind of stuff is contained in that document. And so, India is one of the top buyers to California, China as well. And both of them have interactive results based on country. So you can, sharpen your skills, get a better understanding of what's happening in those real estate markets in order to make yourself more of an expert when it comes to helping those clients. How can we help? What are we here for? What are we doing? We have 109 partner associations in 74 countries around the world, and that represents about 7 million real estate professionals around the world. So we have those connections. We have 26 NAR Global Ambassadors. Those are members, just like you, appointed by the NAR president to be the representative to our partner associations in those countries. We also have 5 global coordinators, again, NAR members. They oversee the regions who the global ambassadors work in. So it's like a layery thing. Of course, we have over 130 global business councils, which West San Gabriel is a Diamond Award winning council in 28 states around the country. We have 45 ambassador associations. That's association to association. People have referred to it kind of like a sister cities, but it's a lot more complex than that. But we have those connections. And we have over 5,000 international Realtor members around the world. So those are members of our bilateral partners who belong to the National Association of Realtors. So they are members just like you. And they can be found on our website, on our nar.realtor in our directory. So if you don't know who to reach out to, if you have a client or who's looking, based on that survey, who's looking to go from the US to another country, how do you connect them to a member over there? We do have those members. You can find all of these directories at nar.realtor/global/global-alliances. That's one way we have. We have a really cool real estate practices around the world library. I have a screenshot here. It might be small to see, but this is a resource for general guidelines on real estate practices in countries around the world. This information we gathered, I think we have around 40 or 50 of our cooperating associations that participated. It's the same questions we asked all of them. So it's the same information we're getting from all of our partners, and it's coming direct from the NAR bilateral partners. So this is coming direct from the real estate association in that country. You can see when, like I have China here because I knew that was one of your big investors. The information who it was provided by, published and accurate as of October 2018. And it asks things like, are there restrictions? It goes on and on. Who pays commission fees? So this, again, gives you an understanding. If you have a buyer coming from China, do they understand what, property ownership is? Where are they coming from? Tells you what they understand. If I were to buy in another country, I would assume it happens like ours. And we all know what happens when you assume. And so this helps you explain. I feel like it's a great tool for a US member to be like, okay, I understand this is how real estate happens in your country. So let me explain the difference between when you're buying there and now when you're buying here. And again, that just makes you a more compassionate and educated agent for that transaction. And we all know how much referrals go a long way, and creating those relationships will be a lifelong partnership for you and for the client. So again, it's more than just China. There's all kinds of countries. Please go there, look around or use it as a resource. if you ever, I'm sorry, my ears, I hope you can still hear me. If they use it as a resource at any time, it's there online for you to access. We launched last year a new series. It's called the Platinum Perspective Series. And it was for our state and local associations. So they shared with us how they created high achieving global groups within their association in order to benefit their members and their communities. And so this is just good. I'm just letting you know if you were interested in listening to just what other associations are doing, how they're connecting, new ideas, fresh ideas. We did it as like an audio only podcast. And so if you want to listen to them at any time for new, fresh ideas, please feel free to do so at nar.realtor/platinum-perspectives. And then lastly, I would just like to remind you that NAR does have the Certified International Property Specialist designation. It is a network of designees in over 40 countries around the world. It is NAR's only international designation. It's a series of 5 classes, and like any designation, you submit practical requirements. I believe there's over 4,500 designees in 40 countries around the world. It's an amazing network to join in if you're looking for referrals or experts in international property all around the world. You can find information on that at nar.realtor/CIPS. And that is what I have for you today. So at that, I hope I didn't go too long. I talk really fast, and sorry about that, but that's just who I am. And so if you have any further information, I'm happy to answer questions or share. I'll put my contact information in the chat if you would like.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the presentation. We do have a question. I'll read it here. It's from Frederick. How to add a new practice in the RE Practices Around the World site?
Okay. So like I said, those real estate practices around the world, that site, that library, if you will, we went directly to our bilateral partners for that information. So our bilateral partners are associations, like-minded real estate associations in 174 countries around the world. So essentially, they're the NAR of their country, if you will, generically speaking. That's kind of a broad way to look at it. So we wanted that to be a very reliable source of information. And so we went directly to the association in that country and asked them to fill that out. And like I said, I think we got I feel like we got just maybe around 60 of them to give us a response back, which is a great response rate, but we certainly didn't get everybody's to come back. So that was directly to the association. So that's how we sourced that information. If there's a specific country you don't see, we might not have a bilateral partnership agreement with that country there at this time. So that is that's sort of how we add. That is how we add them directly from the cooperating associations.
Yeah, our last question will be how to get involved with NAR Global Committees.
Yeah, the NAR Global or the NAR committee application process typically opens in, I believe, in March. And so you do have to fill out, as if you're applying for any of the hundreds of committees that NAR has, fill out your member expertise profile, select the committees you're interested in. Those decisions are made by the incoming NAR leadership team. And so they go through all the applications, the incoming president. So next year, that would be Leslie Ruda Smith. She would be picking her committee chairs, vice chairs. I'm sorry, she's picking the vice chairs now so that when she comes in, they will be chair. So that's out. There's that. You'll pay it. Keep your eyes open. Look at the NAR website. Read your NAR emails. They'll let you know when the committee selection process is open. Submit that application. Fill out that member expertise profile. I will say that if you don't have that filled out, if you just submitted it with bare bones, they don't know. They get thousands of applications, and so you're going to want to make sure you fill that out. Select the committees you're interested in. The global at NAR, we have the Global Business and Alliances Committee, which is the huge NAR overarching committee. And then we have the Global Alliances Advisory Board, the CIPS Advisory Board, and the Global Business Councils Forum. Those are the 4 structures in the global side of NAR. I can see some other questions here.
Yeah.
find out which associations NAR has bilateral partnership agreements with if you go to nar.realtor/global and click on Global Alliances. And you can see there's a directory there for all of our bilateral partners and how to become a new ambassador. So the global ambassador process is similar to the global committee. There will be a call for applications, typically around April, that I usually let our global councils know. So Albert will have it, and we ask them to distribute that information, and the CIPS folks as well, because typically it's required that you hold your CIPS designation in order to be considered for an ambassador position, global ambassador. Same thing, there's interviews, there's vetting of the applications, and ultimately they are chosen by the incoming NAR president. So it's a similar process as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. I don't believe there's any more questions. That truly was the last question. On behalf of the West San Gabriel Valley Realtors, we would like to thank our guest speaker. All right, let's go to our next item, which is the attendance drawing. Okay, so please type your DRE name and number if you win, and let us know.
Me? Me? Me, first time. Should I take it or should I give it back? I'll give it back. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ling. All right, let's spin the next one.
So still 3 award, okay?
I believe it's for Amazon gift cards. Nancy Chan.
Nancy?
Oh, I think you're on mute. Is there a way we unmute her, or?
I did. She's not.
Okay, I'm here. I'm just typing. I want to type my name in.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, this is our second one.
Not here.
Jane? Okay, not here. All right. I believe that's Linda Lee.
Linda Lee is here. Yeah, Linda, I unmuted you. Please type in your name on the chat and email. Linda, hold on. Linda? Okay, Linda? Linda once. Hello, Linda. I try to unmute you. Linda twice. Shall we give her?
Sold.
Linda 3 times. So, oh, okay. Linda out.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. So we have
Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, okay, Linda is here. Okay, thank
because
you.
I'm on the phone.
Okay, please type in your email address, Linda.
Virginia. Yep.
Virginia is here.
Okay. Virginia, if you can type in your info.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please type in your email.
那我就知道了。
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's bring up the. Yeah, thank you. So, let's see. All right, please make sure to participate in our educational classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today. Please join us next week when we welcome West San Gabriel Valley Realtors attorney, Jim Klinkert. His topic will be legal updates for 2021. Reminder, West West San Gabriel Valley Realtor's office will be closed on Monday to observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day on January 18. Please support our affiliates with your transaction. This meeting is now adjourned. Oh, well, one quick thing. I apologize. To note, we do not, as of right now, because of the COVID-19 at this time, no open houses is allowed by CAR and the DRE. So friendly reminder, no open houses is allowed. Thank you.
The winners, please type in your email address or we don't know how to send you the Amazon card.
Okay. Now the meeting is adjourned. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.